Good morning, buenos dias. I have just left the hostel in Logroño. Buenas. Gracias, señor. And today I'm headed to Najera. Should be a long walk today. Maybe 28 or 29 kilometers, which turns out to be about 18 miles. So, summarily, I'm going to start it early. Oh, not as early as I had hoped. It's about 5 minutes before 7. It is very chilly today, about 0 degrees. And the albergue I stayed at last night not only had very thick, comfortable foam mattresses that then, of course, they give you disposable sheets, but also these just absolutely delicious thick fleece blankets, and I'm so glad they did because it was very cold. Last night I had a pizza, shared a table with a pilgrim from France and a pilgrim from, I think maybe Belgium. I took a note, but I've forgotten. And the lady from Belgium didn't speak English, and the lady from France barely spoke any English, but we were able to make do and learn a little bit about each other. And they said that they have walked all the way from Le Puy, France, which is a full 800 kilometers before Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. So by the time they're done, they'll have walked over 1,600 kilometers. That's, I think, I'm not going to do the math, but it's very impressive. And they are in their 60s, 70s, something like that. Yeah, it's a chilly morning. I'm all bundled up. I have my headlamp ready, but as long as I'm in the city, no necesito. I will give another update later in the day when the sun comes up a little bit more. Ciao. Sweet croissant with cream filling. Buenos dias. This is much better, right? Okay, so I stopped, had a double café con leche and this like sugary sweet croissant with a cream filling. It was very nice. Just the thing I needed to start a long day. What else happened last night? After the pizza, I ran into Carl from Sweden, and he said he was looking for dinner. I said the pizza place I went to was really good. He said I was actually thinking about pizza. So I took him back there, and the owner, when I walked in, I said, hey, I brought him for some pizza. And the owner said, no, you came back for wine. So I had a glass with Carl, and we traded stories. I told him a nice long joke about the Iditarod. I won't tell it now because it's you have to do it in person. And we chatted about some of the people we've met. And it's interesting because there are only very few people that I've met who are pilgrims here on this experience who I just didn't vibe with. And I think what I said was that maybe I didn't prefer their communication style. So this is a few people now, including Carl, that I've talked to that kind of instantly know who we're all talking about when we say it, even though the name has not been brought up, and I won't. But that kind of justifies to me that maybe I'm not the jerk. I'm not the one who has a problem. Maybe, sometimes you just need to know when to say no. Sometimes the patience and grace you can extend to a person can run out, and it's just a matter of when that happens. Oh, is this loose perro right here? Make sure I give him a little bit of a wide berth. So, it was nice to chat with Carl. I ran into a fellow pilgrim named James from Colorado, and we had a nice chat. We have been staying in some of the same places, and we chit chat a little bit, but we never had like a real conversation. So I ran into him. We had a glass of wine while it was thundering and storming. Really smart guy. It was a good chat. It was a respectful exchange of opinions that don't necessarily align fully, and that's okay. And it felt good to have a conversation like that, because it seems like a lot of the world we live in these days, the divisiveness is so thick that you can't even have normal discourse, disagreeable discourse, while being respectful. So that was really good. And we're not that far apart, I think, on a lot of things, but I think I'll just say that there was a significant enough difference in our ideology that we could have an interesting exchange. It was more like a philosophical debate, we'll say that. And no one was trying to change anybody's mind. We were just expressing our opinions in a respectful way, and amicably over a glass of wine. It was great. I can't wait to talk to him again. So that's it. I would turn around the camera and show you this almost full moon that I can see over the mountains there, but I know from experience it just never translates to camera, so I won't, but it's there. It's incredible. Have a good day. I'll check in if something interesting happens, but enjoy all the beautiful pictures. Ciao. Buen camino. I am approaching into Najera. My feet are sore. It's like an 18-mile day. Stopped and took a couple breaks, but I've been using my poles all day, and geez, I'm just ready to get to where I'm going. I was just walking a little bit with a really nice Spaniard named Juan from Barcelona. He originally grew up in Murcia, which is past Santiago. I think it's north of Finisterre a little bit. And it was nice. He let me practice my Spanish with him. Hola,
Hola,
Camino. He got, oh cool, look at this bridge. He let me practice my Spanish, and he practiced his English a little bit. It was really cool. Let's see. What really awesome things happened today? I met up with John again, who I had shared a room with in Saint Jean at Bailari. And so it was nice to catch up with him. He's plugging along. It seems like a couple folks are taking a rest day back in, shit, I don't remember where it was. Viana, maybe? No, doesn't matter. But it was the town, if you're watching this, where that big old church was. Super ornate and beautiful. It was very dark inside, so I don't know how the footage will turn out. But as I was leaving, one of the ladies, she might have been a nun or something like that, she came and gave me a little, it looked like a business card. And then when I got outside, I saw it was a photographed image of some sort of iconography of Santiago that she wanted me to take with me. So I did. I put it in my wallet just like a business card, and I'll carry it to Santiago, I believe. Unless I find that the universe tells me to do something else with it. So, what else? Oh, a bit of real exciting news that, I don't know, doesn't really have anything to do with this Camino, but there is a coincidence that I think is worth mentioning. I haven't talked about this in this series, but back in the late 1990s and the early 2000s, I was a house DJ. Clubs, parties, house parties, where house parties, raves, things like that. It wasn't just what I did, it was who I was. You know, I used to live and breathe house music. And the short version is, I can't explain why, but at some point it stopped making me feel anything. It didn't bring me joy, it didn't make me feel anything at all. And for 20 years, I didn't mix any records, didn't collect any more house music, didn't even listen to house music. Still have all my records and turntables and mixer. But then in November of last year, I decided to, I don't know why, I was feeling compelled by the music a little bit more. And so I decided to buy a Pioneer controller and start curating new house music, which was an incredible journey of discovery, you know, experiencing 20 years of DJ technology advances all in one weekend. And over the last, 5 months, or 4.5 months, I've been curating and preparing and practicing and recording sets, and making some reconnection with folks that are still involved in the dance music scene in one way or another. And long story short, I know it's too late now, but it sounds like I'm gonna play a 60-minute slot at a club in Denver. And here's where I don't think this necessarily has to do with the Camino, but again, maybe the coincidences are hard to ignore. This club is now called Temple Nightclub. It used to be known as The Church. And for some reason I thought that was really fitting. You know, I grew up Catholic. Now I would say I'm definitely secular, if not atheist in nature. I really have no strong belief either way, but I don't believe in this supernatural being. So I thought it was funny that now I'm going to be sharing my reinvigorated passion for house music in a venue that has a secular name. And it used to be The Church, and now it's The Temple. It's just really interesting, thought-provoking. Maybe that's just a strange coincidence in the universe. Anyway, thought I'd share those few things interesting that have happened today. I think I'm maybe, I don't know, half hour or 45 minutes, maybe an hour to the albergue in Najera, and I'll talk to you later. Ciao. There's something I was thinking about, I suppose, the metaphor that strikes me in the moment. And it's nothing revelatory, I think we all know this. But the exit out of Logroño and the approach into Najera is not very nice. C'est la vie, such is life. We can't expect it to be beautiful. We're setting ourselves up for disappointment if we do. So maybe that's something to do with realistic expectations. Maybe it's something to do with the yin and the yang. I don't know, I just wanted to record it for myself. Like I said, it's nothing revelatory, and I think we all know this, but you gotta add the sweet and the sour. And right now it's a little bit sour. When I get to the albergue, it will be much, much more sweet. We'll see you then. Buen camino. Hola, pero. Buenas tardes. It is. I should have looked at the time before I started, huh? It is just shy of 3 o'clock. Checked into the albergue right behind me, right across the street from this beautiful park. Took a shower, made my bed, fussed around with my clothes, did the laundry. Met a few people. I was the second person to arrive, so I confirmed what my feet were feeling. I was pushing pretty hard today, but it was a long day. I wanted it to be done. I wanted to wash. I'm washing my underwear and socks so that everything is still fresh and clean after doing it all in Logroño yesterday. Overall, a good day. Let's see, who's in this albergue that I recognize? We got Leo from Singapore, Hung from South Korea, John from, I think he was from Portland, Seattle, I can't remember. Let's see, I just made a new friend from South Africa named Yako. It's like Jacob with no B, Yako. And there's a girl that I stayed in the same albergue with in Saint Jean. She's doing an art project. She brought all this paper in a great big binder, and she's tracing the shape of people's feet and maybe telling an associated story. So that's pretty cool. I just wanted to do an update and share. If I look at my total mileage for the day, let's see, 36,000 steps. So that's about 18 miles. Yeah. It was a little bit harder, I think, just because I wasn't so distracted with conversation. I walked most of the day by myself. And as I said earlier, the couple of the sections weren't super great, so I was just plugging away, listening to music, dreaming of getting to the albergue and getting clean. And now I find a snack and a glass of vino tinto. Ciao. No food, but I did find a glass of tinto. Comes with a little snack, and look, in this mix, they're like tiny little Funyuns. How cool. Coffee. Hola, 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 hola. Hi.
Hablando así, hablo con lo que quieras. Sí, sí, no, tú y yo y eso no. A ver, muchas veces igual viene para que te sientas.